Hear anyone talk about the fact that when you're pregnant and right after you give birth, how you are so vulnerable and open when it comes to like spiritual things, ghosts, paranormal energies. You're right in between the veil. Like you're so walking that. And because of that, you are very much a target for those types of energies and things that attach themselves to you. Into paranormal stuff, spiritual things, anything like that, then stick around because I have a story for you that is very scary. This was 12 years ago. My husband and I moved into our first place together. We were expecting my first daughter, and I was about 6 months pregnant when we moved in. And from the beginning, I felt this place was off. It did not feel safe. It felt cold. It felt heavy. So many times I felt presences around me, like on me, and my hair would move. I mean, things like that. Okay, that's how crazy it was there. You could tell something bad happened in this place. And I am from a spiritual family who has seen things and feels things, and they believe very much in like a spiritual type of energy, other altar plane. Okay, the first encounter I had with whatever was in this house was my hair being pushed, and at first I thought it was nothing. I was in the kitchen, I was just making food. At first I thought it was a vent, and I looked, there's no vent. Then I felt it again, like someone was just like going like that to my hair, and then I immediately got freaked out because it felt like someone who was like 6'5" standing behind me going like this with their hands over me. It was so heavy. It was so scary. I had ran out of my house. Stepdad was like, you need to come over here. There's something in my house. It was that terrifying. What happened is that we were cleaning and we found cut up corn DVDs in our toilet. Like they tried to flush it down the toilet. And like, that was weird. Okay. Because like, why not just throw them away? I almost felt like there was something on those that like was more than just what it was. I also had these visions, which I've never had before. I had visions of bad things happening in that place, almost like I was able to tap in to see what happened. And there were little kids in this closet right off of our master bedroom, and bad things were happening to them, like all of those things. It's just this heaviness. There's footsteps around my bed. My husband didn't really believe in that until I was out of town, and he heard them as well. He's like, I don't know what that is. That's very, very odd. We also had a weird scorpion problem, and nobody else around us had scorpions. It was only our house, and it was almost like we were becoming infested with scorpions, and it just felt very dark and heavy. And you know, you can take that however you want to discern that. For me, it was just another sign from like spirit being like, no, this place is bad. It's bad. I was pregnant and I was doing my yoga, my pregnancy yoga stretching. I sat down and all of a sudden I heard something from a vent up above me. Like, what is that sound? And then a big giant scorpion dropped down to where I was just sitting. And it ran, and I was just like, you know what, this is like a sign. We gotta get the hell out of here. Like, this is not good. And of course, it's like the typical thing you see in movies. Like, my husband didn't really believe me. He's like, no, you're just being paranoid. Like, it's not that big a deal, whatever. I had my baby, and of course, you know, late night hours, I'm up early, I'm breastfeeding, we're taking turns with her. My husband worked very, very late, crazy hours. There's so many things I could mention about this, but I guess I'll just start with the first thing that comes to my mind. One time I was nursing my daughter on my bed, and I saw someone peek their head out the corner and look at me and then go back. That freaked me the frick out so much that, like, because I was nursing my daughter, she like right away was like, oh, something's going on. It was so scary because it was clear as day that it was peeking its head out and going back. I went downstairs. I just waited down there and let my daughter fall asleep on me. I'm like, I'm not being up in this room. Another terrifying experience was in my daughter's room, which was right next door to my master bedroom. And I was in there. I had the baby monitor set up in my room because she was in her bassinet. And I was in there just kind of watching a show and whatever. And I hear her start laughing out of nowhere, you know, like as kids do. They laugh, they dream. And I was like, okay, but it kind of freaked me out and scared me. And so I was listening to the baby monitor and I hear her laughing. And then I hear my name being whispered on the baby monitor. And I kid you not, it sounded like this. Ashley. I'm not joking. I freaking wish I was. Like, I wish I was. I had an out-of-body experience because I'm like, this isn't real. This can't be real. I sent my husband in there. He's like, go in there and check on her. She was fine. But I've never, ever encountered that before. It's so freaking terrifying. Something in this house had attached itself to me where it was not only at my house that was encountering this. Wherever I went, to stores, to other people's homes, I could feel that presence. And I would see things moving. I'm not even kidding you. I know it sounds insane. But I would be going to Target or something, and clothes on a certain rack would start swinging out of nowhere. Like, I know I sound insane. I know. But I'm telling you 100%. This is not something I'm making up. I wasn't like in some kind of psychosis postpartum. I actually was always telling myself, like, you're not seeing this, until my husband witnessed it with his own eyes. We were at our house having coffee in the morning on a Saturday or something. And I'm sitting there with my baby. We're sitting there together. And all of a sudden we look and we see one of her toy crates be picked up and dropped. Literally, that's what happened. It went up and dropped. Didn't see anybody around it. My husband was like, wait, what in the actual F was that? He went and checked. Maybe it was like a rat or something. Of course, you know, he's not going to believe what I think. I know it is. And he couldn't explain it. He was like, that is freaking weird. Like, yeah, I've been telling you this place is effed up, man. Every time I would change my daughter's diaper, it felt like someone was behind me, hovering over me so much that I would have to change where I would change her, because I didn't feel safe in most of the spots in my house changing my daughter's diaper. Mom came over one time and she was like, let me rock her to sleep while you lay in the bed. And she was sitting in the rocker in our master bedroom. And she told me, there is a dark energy here. I don't like it. It feels so heavy. It feels like something awful happened here. It just doesn't feel right. And that was such validation, because I'm like, yes, I'm not going crazy. It's not postpartum stuff. It was legit scary. Okay, this is so long. So there's going to be a part 2. Let me know if you want a part 2, because I have so many more experiences and things to talk about this. And I want to know if you, when you were pregnant and after you had your baby, if you experienced some crazy things like this too.